So Jim here, Archie here. Archie is a little over 10 months old. He's a BerneDoodle. Came in for our residency training program. Yes, a little over 10 months of age. He's over 90 pounds. He's a very happy, sweet guy. I've worked with BerneDoodles one-on-one. I've not had the pleasure of working with one in a residency program, and I have two at this moment in time from two different owners. How wild is that? Archie's a really good guy. He's very happy. He's very sweet, affectionate. He's very energetic to the point of being almost hyperactive when he's out. He gets distracted by the world, and that's okay as long as he listens to us and do what we ask. We can't allow those distractions to put him at harm's way or even us. So when we're working, if he looks, as long as he's doing what I want, I don't mind. If he acts out on his look, then I'm going to bite him, okay? So we're going to get started. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it as we go. Hey, man. So he was a heavy puller from the beginning, and now he's walking with us. That's from obedience and teaching him what we like and what we don't. Okay, man, let's go. Atta boy. So we're on a loose leash. See how I'm holding the leash? We want it to be loose if we ever want any chance to be able to go off leash. If he was to move, and we praise while he's doing it, okay? We let him know that he's being a good guy. If we want him to walk with us and be with us and be safe and us safe, we can't allow him to pull. So if he moves away from here, I don't care if it's because he sees another dog, which he loves, or cats, or whatever. If he starts to move away from us, see how he reacted? We're going to tap the leash right back to our side, pretty much parallel to the ground, and we're going to tell him, no, let's go. Then we're going to come back once he's paying attention and praise him again. Let's go. We're also going to change speed. We can walk fast, we can walk slow. See how he started to watch that? Good boy. And I'm happy with him, okay? And we make sure he understands that we're happy. Sit. Hand signal for sit. Good boy. When he does what we want, I'm going to praise him and tell him how good he is. He has to hold that sit. I'm not going to say the word S-T-A-Y. I just told him to sit. That's powerful enough. If he didn't sit, or if he popped out of sit, I would provide a consequence. No, sit, just like that. No, sit. And then I would come back and give him a little bit of praise. You see his head set? He said, what did I do wrong? I'm doing what you asked me to do. So that's important. We want to make sure we know what we're going to do when we're working with him, and make sure we're not pulling on the leash even absent-mindedly when we're training. We want to make sure we provide the proper motivation at all times. We're going to make a mistake. He's going to make a mistake. Let's learn from it and get better. He's been here 11 days now. Good boy. He's been here 11 days now, 12 days now, and he's still doing wonderful, good job, and it's only going to get better with life as long as we're consistent. Let's go. Sit. Again, from in front, good boy. Next is the down. That's the hand signal for down. Remember, that's for sit. I wanted to do it when he wasn't looking. That's down from in front. This is down from the side, okay? When I ask him to down, he downs. Again, I don't use S-T-A-Y. He has to hold that command until I release him, okay? Very, very important. It doesn't matter what we're doing, he has to hold it. If he started to get up, or if he didn't down, this is his head, we would tap to the ground and tell him, no, D-O-W-E-N. If we had him and tap like this, what do you think that is? Remember in the let's go, we're pulling him forward, so there's a good chance if he didn't down and we tap this way, he's going to move forward. That's why we got to make that exaggerated effort towards the ground. Of course, following every no and a consequence, we provide a modicum of praise once he gets it right. We want to build on positivity. We try to praise 20 times more during the day than we bite, okay? The other thing that we want to do is releasing from a command is to give him a command that he's released, that he doesn't have to work. Still can't pull, it can never pull us again, but he doesn't have to work. And I use B-R-E-A-K for that. Watch what I do. I actually loaded a treat in my hand. He doesn't know I've got it. Break. Target's here. He comes up to me, break. You notice I step back. I am subliminally teaching. Good boy. I am subliminally teaching him that I'm the center of the universe. This is also Doing these repetitions is going to help with the off-leash come command in the future and the on-leash come command as well. I want to make sure that he's looking at me before I give the treat on these come commands, and in most times. As far as break, good boy. So as far as treats go, if he's looking for the treat, and he does, so we try to dial back on the treats. If all he's doing is looking for the treats, it's taken away from our leadership. So we want to get to the point that we give treats for special good commands, but we're not using it as a tease to get him to obey. He's going to obey because I ask him to. If he does it like I want, I'm going to reward him. If he does it, I'm going to bite him. But when my reward, remember, words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion. Let's go. Good boy. So we have the sit, we have the down. Let's go. Places to get on the bed. Good boy. Places, get on your bed, lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what he does as long as he stays on the bed. He can easily do this for a couple of hours. We do not tell him to sit or down on this bed, okay? Place is what he's doing, okay? You can also use the place for loading him up in a car. All right, you load him up in the car and then his place. And that means he's got to stay in that general area. Again, he can easily do this for a couple of hours now. If he did get up, we would grab the leash, because everything starts with the loose leash, then we graduate to a tap, and then nothing, okay? As long as we're working with a loose leash and consistent, he's going to learn so we can take him off leash, all right? But if he was to get up, it'd be no, 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 place, good boy, okay? Break. I did DOWN from in front. Now I'm going to do it from the side. Down. Good. And I don't know if you can tell, go back and replay. I have a treat in my hand. I'm going to put it in my pocket. He was watching that treat just then. So even if you see it, you don't always give it to him. He's not entitled to that treat unless he does what you want him to do. And I don't care if you want to give him 100 treats a day, that's fine, but he's got to work for it, and don't display it unless you're teaching something new, okay? Sit. Come on, let's sit. Good boy. Let's go. So the next thing is we want to load him up into cars. Remember I just said, all right, load it up. Come on up, you can do it. That's hard for him, as big as he is. Good boy. Break. Boy. He gets excited. So I broke him, and I was ready to tap him when I got the leash and bring him straight back in. So load him up into a car, and then we could do the PLACE command, as I said before. One other thing we want to do is sit. We don't have to hold the sit. We do everything with a loose leash, so we get to the point that we can do it off leash, all right? No, sit. He doesn't scratch on my time, he scratches on his time. When we're working, he can't scratch. I can tell you some stories of some dogs, even one of mine in the beginning doing narcotics work in private industry. You ready? Down. Good boy. Notice I said we don't have to say S-T-A-Y, but when we do, stay. That's teaching him he can now smell the ground, he can chew a bone, he can lay on his side, he can go to sleep. I don't care what he does as long as he stays there. It's important that we teach a dog a down and a down stay. It cements our relationship as the leader, because most times the down is the most submissive command a dog will do for his owner, and many times they're very reluctant to do that, okay? So we do that up front a lot, and then we just do it occasionally in life after that. But when I tell him to stay, he's going to be there. He's done 30, 45-minute down stays. We're walking around in our office, we're doing whatever we need to do, he's there. We're going to come in and say, good boy. In fact, in the beginning, I would come in and I might even pop him a treat to let him know that he gets a reward for doing that. That's going to make him that much more apt to do it later. Who decided to do that? I decided to do that. I want him to know. Remember, when we give a reward, it's everything, as many of these at the same time as you can. Words, touch, treat, toy, positive emotion, okay? So that's stay. Now we can take stay after we got down stay and use it for like a room stay or a door stay. We go out a room, and as we go out the room, we tell him to stay. Same hand signal. As we walk through the door, if he follows us, we bite him back. No, no, no. Stay, and we walk back again. any command that we do he messes up, we come back and try to do it correctly 2 times in a row so that he understands we finish on a positive note. Talking about finishing on a positive note, anytime you're working with your dog, you always try to finish on a positive note so that he's going to be more apt to do it the next time. Okay, buddy, let's go. Good boy. So that's how the stay works for rooms, and it works very well. The last thing that we have is the heel command, and not the last thing, I've got one more command that I want to do, and I'm going to actually fish out TREAT for it. He doesn't know it. He's not in a, well, maybe he does know it because he's going to lay down. I was just getting ready to say, he doesn't know it. He may think he's in a sit command, but him laying down, he knew he wasn't in a command, and I don't care that he does that. But if I told him to sit and he tried to lay down, I would bite him up. Next is the COME command. When I ask him to do it, it's a lot like the break, but here's the hand signal. Hey, buddy, come. He comes. I didn't like that. He was smelling. I told you he's a little in tune to the treat. That's halfway decent. Most people might be happy with it, but I'm not. I could possibly gloss over it, but I'm not, okay? I want him to come right here. So, come. And he's supposed to sit. Good boy. Good boy. But guess what he's not getting right now is a treat. I'm sorry. And now, what did I say a while ago? If he messes up, we're going to come back and do it what? Times in a row? Yes, you're right. 2 times at least in a row. Come. Get it? Good boy. Break. Still didn't give him a treat, okay? I'm sorry, but that's just the way I try to motivate. The other thing about the come command, he comes to us, he sits. He has to hold that sit until we release him. I'm still going to give him his treat. Don't fret. I'm going to do it simulating off leash, not on command. When he's out in the yard or he's somewhere where you can allow him to safely be free and he sees the butterflies and the bees or whatever, you would call his name. And when you call his name, you show him the toy, the treat, positive emotion. And if he wants to come to you, that's great. And when he does, he's going to start making a big line right for you. And as he's coming and made that decision to come, that's when you tell him to come. We're subliminally connecting the positivity, the positive emotion he's got about coming to you with the command. Of course, when he gets to you, you've got a target here, just like with the break. You give him the treat. I don't care if he sits or not at that occasion, okay? But you give it to him, you reward him, and then you send him on his way. You never call him to you and correct or do anything that might be negative for him, okay? Archie, hey, look what I got. Come. So if you go back and look at that, good boy, good boy. Right, I told you I was going to give him a treat. I just didn't want to do it for making the mess up there. Now, there's a time that you would do it. If he was trying real hard to obey a command, I might give him a treat just to keep him motivated. But he knows what to do. He does it really well. Don't know what happened there, except for I had mentioned before I had a treat in my hand, was he smelled my fingers to see if I had the treat there. Why would he smell that finger? Because I try to bring treats from different hands, different pockets. I don't want him to understand that pattern of where a treat's going to come from, so he'll be paying attention to that. Sit. The next command is the heel command. Last command. We have an imaginary box. See, he's watching my hand. Good boy. Okay? And I keep doing that enough, he's going to know there's no treat there, I'm okay. But the heel command is when he's in a box beside us. When we go, he's going to try to stay in the box. We want to keep him in the box. Heel. Hand signal. We walk. We stop. He sits. And a boy. And I can step off and do what I want. And he's back in the heel. Heel. Now watch me step off. I step off. He's coming back into the box. But I don't stop the heel until he's in the box completely. So I stepped aside and then I took a few steps forward. Heel. Watch me. I'm going to turn, turn, turn. Good. So you notice that time I made my turn and then came back out of it and still walked a few steps. Why? Because I want to build on success. And if I'd have stopped in the middle of the turn, there's no way he's in that imaginary box. So I come in, come out of the box, and stop. Right. So we can do that with running. We can do that with all kinds of things once we start to teach our dog what we expect. There's so many new things that you can do with it. Archie's a fantastic guy. There's nothing wrong with being too happy. Might test you a little bit, but there's nothing wrong with being too happy, okay? We love that, and it's going to help you build a great relationship with him. He's taken everything we've done with him like a great trooper. He wants to get out, wants to work, okay? And that's what you want to do. This obedience, even if you didn't need it for behaviors or anything, it's giving your dog a job. It gives them, I believe, self-worth as being a member of the pack. All right? You know I'm Jim Hodges. You know if you ever need a follow-up, you just got to pick up the phone and give me a call. For the others out there, JimHodgesDogTraining.com, Facebook, Jim Hodges Dog Training, even on Amazon, like this leash I sell on Amazon. All you got to do is type in Jim Hodges Dog Training. I'm here for anybody I can do to help. I thank you so much, and God bless. Take care.